Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to be talking about your dreams. How to lucid dream, how to get yourself out of nightmares, how to stop sleep paralysis, and how to have them beautiful sweet dreams. How you guys doing? I go by Jesus_Detroit on Instagram. Snapchat, I go by Young Dago. Before we get started, please do me a huge favor and hit the bell notification, subscribe to the channel, send some love. So, in this video, we're going to talk about, when you go to sleep at night, and some people don't even have the privilege to recollect their dreams. But for the ones that have problems dreaming or dealing with certain issues, it could be problematic. And I'm just here to help you out with this. I want you to know that, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to be fearful of what can happen when you sleep, man. And, one of the biggest things that I can always preach about is always smile, man. That's like the only thing that I recognize. Oh, that was like, DJ in there, or whatever. Anyways, smile. That's the key to this whole thing, because it's one of the things that you can control with your mind, along with your breathing. That's why, all these, Taoist and Qigong guys, and, a lot of meditation experts, matrixJust, Saddguru, all these. Everybody that's got a meditation video out there, they're always going to tell you gotta focus on the breathing, rising up and falling. But that's the only thing that we ever, out of our main organs, that we can control, or so we know. It's like you just be like, all right, heartbeat, boom, 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 like this or something. You know what I mean? It's like that's the thing that we can control. It can get controlled into the dream world, the astral world, as you might say. And it's one of the most beautiful ways that you can get yourself out of some sticky situations, no pun intended. You know what I mean? You might be dreaming where all of a sudden you feel like your body is leaving your body. This is what we call an out-of-body experience. And sometimes you might feel yourself come up and flip around and just look at you, and you're like, what am I looking at? Oh my God. You're freaking out. And, what can you do in this situation? There's a couple things you can do. One, you gotta remain calm, and let's see where this ride goes, baby. Because as soon as you get calm and you're prepared for that ride, you're gonna flip around and you're gonna go up. And I've done this ride before, man. You just kind of you don't really know where you're going, man. It's just all of a sudden you just feel and you're like, whoa, and you want to stay smiling the whole time. But sometimes fear will catch up to you. I mean, it's a whole new experience. And the thing that always draws you back is the fact that you're like, oh, my body. You know what I mean? What's going on with it over there? And then as soon as you think that, it's just bam, break, the ride's over, So other times, when I got into this situation, I'm like, all right, tonight, and you gotta set the intention before you dream. If you're able to do this, this is just something that reoccurs to you, daily or weekly or maybe even monthly. But sometimes you get into that spell of when this happens, and when you're going for the ride, you're like, you know what, I'm going for the ride today. I trust the universe that I'm gonna get back. I trust the universe is on my side, and that's the belief you gotta have to go with it. And I remember just you go you see yourself leave your bedroom, and for some reason there's been times where it's I was able to just float out of my body through when I was in sleep paralysis. I'll get to that in a minute, but sleep paralysis, astral projection, and an out-of-body experience are all very, correlated, related, and the thing that you got to remember is you got to smile and you got to remain calm. Because there's been situations where you can go from a dream within a dream with like you go through transcending dreams. You know, I forgot the proper term right now, but maybe we'll get to that in a minute. There was a movie about it with Leonardo DiCaprio about it, like when you go from one dream and you wake up in another dream, and you wake up in another dream, and you wake up in I probably done like 5 or 6, you know, like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, man, I'm still in a dream. Like it's crazy. It can be quite stressful if you never dealt with it. And you know, I'm saying that I'm living, breathing proof that you can get through it. And like I said, the main thing that you got to remember, man, you got to smile. You can control that smile all the while. Remember that. I control my smile all the while. Just keep it glowing, man, because you're going to glow through you're going to glow and flow any which way you go. Like, even if you're in the astral realms or whatever this is called, or this type of paradox, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, whatever this is, I want to say like some type of, I can't think of the word right now, but you know, it's gonna come to me after the video, and you'll be like, oh yeah, it's something like, what up? So be as it may. Be as it may. When you keep dreaming like that, and you're stuck, you know, going between dreams, best thing to do, you gotta smile if you want to get out of the dream. And this really happens like with sleep paralysis, especially like when you're lying there and you can't move. Like a lot of people, I mean, most people that don't even dream will get one of these once in a while, and you start reading your horoscope and going down that holistic rabbit hole, a dark skies novel, and you never know, you know, like you can get into some pretty dark esoteric stuff, like where you might think there's like a demon on you or something. If you think that, man, dude, that all it takes is a little bit and you can bring it to life. But remember this, the smile controls the wild. So you smile, you know what I mean? You say, like, if you feel something here, like I've actually felt energies. It's like, is it a dream? Is it real? I don't know. But be as it may, you feel something right here, and you know you can't move. And you're like you do the Neo from the Matrix a couple times. Where you're like trying to yell and you're trying to fight it, and it makes it worse, and you just feel like your neck just itching. Like that's what sleep paralysis is. Like that just feeling of just, okay, what's right here, man? Like why is it on my jugular, man? Like I don't like that. And you feel that energy, man. You feel something coming for you. You just gotta be like, man, this is beautiful. This ain't gonna hurt me. This is all beyond whatever, man. I got this. I'm beautiful. Doing beautiful. You know what I mean? And you could smile your way right out of that. I smiled that demon gone. You know, and that's the truth, man. Or whatever it is, whatever negative energy that is, if you put a positive spin on it, it's definitely gonna fizzle away. So you just gotta believe in yourself, and that thing will go away. I promise. No matter what it is, whether it's an alien or, you know, whatever you're perceiving it to be, because like, or a shadow person, or like, you know, that's the whole other. Like I said, you go down that rabbit hole of nightmares. All you're gonna be doing is feeding into the pendulum that, like, you know, that people had with these night terrors, because these been out since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of whenever, you know what I mean? They go way back where they talk about night terrors, and oh yeah, and back then they assimilated it with, you know, demons or whatever, but excuse me, now it's something else. So, be as it may, when you get through this situation of a couple, you know, demons that might be, or whatever, be or may, smile, let them go away. You can actually enter a lucid dream. And a lucid dream is when you can control the outcome. It's when you know, like, alright, I can do anything now. I can go fly. But the thing that I realized with, like, lucid dreams is, like, it's kind of hard to be, like, grounded. Like, you know, like, that's the thing I was having. Like, the one thing that I know I can do is I can make my penis bigger. In my dream, that's like one of my that's one of my go-to moves, man. Like, you know, it's like, this is what I'm about. My channel, if you haven't joined it, the Big Cock Collective, I'm about making you your best version, growing your penis bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder abundantly. That's what I'm about. I'm about making you your best version. So it's simple, like it transcends to my dream world. And like that's what I do. I turn into a giant. You know, I make my cock throb hard right between my pecs. I'm able to lick it. You know, and I'm able to suck it. And the thing that I realized is like when I blow into it is when I make it grow. So that makes me understand that airflow is controlled into a lot of the waking world. You know, this is why I bring this into the gym. And that's why you see guys that are like, you know, like when they're like doing all these exercises, it's like they're blowing up their muscle. So that's what I got out of that. So it's like I try to bring that into what I do with my, my edging techniques, and that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But I feel like if you know me from my main purpose, that's what I'm about. So if you're able to take your air, and put it where it needs to be able, dude, there's a reason it's called a pump. You know what I mean? You're pumping up your muscles, pumping up your cock, pumping up your body, and when you're in a dream world, you can pump up or blow up whatever ceases to be that doesn't need to be there or you need to make exist. So getting out of the sleep paralysis, the one thing you got is your airway control and your smile control. And if you got the technique practice in the waking world where you can blow on your eyelashes, because if you can blow on your eyelashes just like that, you'll be able to wake yourself up every time, guaranteed. Like as soon as you just do that, because as soon as you get like something like eye movement or whatever, you're gonna wake up instantly, and you're gonna be like, oh my god. And then the funny thing is, when you're in that sleep paralysis zone, you're in that really deep REM sleep where you really don't want to get up. So it's just like, oh my god, you're halfway freaked out, but you want to go back to bed, and then you get right back into sleep paralysis. I've had nights like that. I'm telling you what, it's a journey, man. Let me tell you. You go wake up for half a second. All right, I'm out. Back to the sleep paralysis. Oh my god. Then you're back to astral projection, and then you're back to flipping through a dream within a dream within a dream, and it's just like, man, this could be like, like this is an exhausting, like this is a dream workout, man. I'm just like going through all these realms, and you might be asking yourself, like, have I done any type of plant-based medicine like ayahuasca? Yeah, we all do ayahuasca. I don't do acid or anything, but we do ayahuasca because it's all no worries and it's all vegan and it's just naturally occurring. I won't do acid because it's not natural. And you know what? Everybody on the planet is a plant as far as I'm concerned. So acid, ayahuasca, and DMT, it's all very similar to what you're getting in your dreams anyways, man. I'm dripping DMT every night that I'm going to sleep, and I'm aware of it. And some people, you gotta take a plant-based medicine to do it, or if you want to take a strip of acid to do it, or as Swayze says, some people snort for it, jab a vein for it. All you gotta do is jump, you know what I mean? And people get their fixes all different kinds of ways. I know that doesn't have to do with getting into sleep paralysis and the dream worlds. Those are more an upper type of feel, the jab a vein, snort for it type of mentality. But be as it may, acid and ayahuasca, DMT, spiritual medicines meant to take you on a journey to let you know that we're all connected to source, and that there's more than just who we are. There's more than just our ego. And my ego right here just loves just roaring out, man, especially in Leo season or any type of time, man. It's just what it is, man. And there's nothing wrong with, having fun with your ego and, just not getting lost within it, because at the end of the day, the ego stands for edging God out. And whether you're religious or not, it means you're edging out the possibility of anything beyond you, and you don't want to do that, man, because there's more than us. There's so much connected within this, And I want to believe that the light that's driving this can achieve anything, and that wherever I go to the next transition of whatever, I'm going to be able to get what I want. You know, and I feel like you'll get whatever you want. So all truths are true in that aspect. So if you believe in, you know, heaven and a man in the sky, and or reincarnation, or just being and going to astral realms and other types of things, then that's on you, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. All truths are true. I believe in you. And like I said, man, getting back to a couple techniques for you. Blow on the eyelashes, that will definitely get you out of a nightmare. If you're ever able to lucid dream, I call my penis, you know, that's what I do. You know, you might go fly. You might want to just go run up and fly. That's something that's very obtainable too. But I want to be grounded. Like, I see myself like growing bigger than a building, and, you know, wanting to stomp my feet down. And sometimes you just see it where, like, dude, like, you're just floating, you know what I mean? It's like I still have my penis, but I'm floating. So there's something with, you know, your sexual, I think it has to do with chakras or something, you know what I mean? Because your penis is on your root chakra, and, like, that's your sexual, you know, desire. And when you're able to fly, it's kind of like, you know, maybe I'm in a different transition of where I am, you know? Be as it may, like, every time I'm learning something that, you know, I'm in these situations, and I like to share them with the collective, man, and be able to give my perspective to help people, like, understand, like, oh yeah, I kind of feel that, like, or this happened to me, or, you know what, like, when I get into this situation, this is what I do. Or I'm just helping somebody that's, like, totally freaking out and they're lost, like, oh my god, I don't want to be in this, I'd rather just not know nothing when I go to sleep. And that's something that you can do, man. I mean, you gotta understand, it's a gift to be able to have this, man. So that's the first thing. Just smile about that. Be like, I'm happy for my gift, man. I can go to sleep, and I'm on a trip, and some people gotta go down the street and buy it from the guy. You know what I mean? I'm getting it straight from the source, straight from within. I ain't gotta go look for, go to a Grateful Dead concert or something, you know, listen to some jam band that, you know. But whatever, nothing against them, but, you know, that not everybody wants to listen for the one song for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for an hour. Get what I'm saying? So, anyways, you know, I'm not against anybody that does any kind of drugs. You know, I don't do them regularly. I feel like anything and everything should be done responsibly. I don't think anybody's really, you know, abusing acid and DMT and shrooms and all that kind of plant-based medicine. It's not like something that you're doing, like, it's not an upper or a downer, all-arounder type of deal where you're going to just be like, you know what, let's get off work and do some shrooms. It's like, no, you're setting up for that trip, you know what I mean? You're mentally preparing yourself. I'm going to be here when I'm doing this, and I want to experience that. And I feel like even weed should be like that, you know? It's a mild psychedelic, which is why I've taken a hiatus from it for, you know, a while now, like maybe a past year. Never felt better, man. Like, you know, some people, it works really well with them. It resonates really high. I don't need a chart to tell you vibrational transcendence, you know what I mean? Some people are like, well, weed resonates here, and alcohol resonates here, and I am and willingness resonate. You know, get out of here with your chart, alright? You are the chart. You're the one that tells yourself how you resonate. So if you say weed makes you feel great, guess what? It makes you feel beautiful. If you say that alcohol is making you feel beautiful, then you know what it is. But just understand this. When it comes to drugs, alcohol included, weed included, I've noticed this, especially like when I drink, you know, beer or whatever. There's a bridge, and you know, you can dance on the bridge for a while. You know what I mean? You can have some fun on that bridge. But as soon as you start, like, you know, like beer, like when you're doing beers, you got a nice long bridge to dance on. You start throwing some shots on it, that bridge, you know, it's getting wobbly, and then before you know it, you're in the astral realms, man. You're in the other zone. You're going somewhere you don't want to be. You're falling off the bridge. The bridge is out! You don't want to do that, man. And, you know, that's what happens to me on weed a lot. You know, I go within. And like you might think I'm a social guy here, but like when I do weed like that, like all of a sudden I get really quiet. I'm thinking a lot inside here. It takes me away from the moment. And when I'm around people, man, I want to be present to the situation. So I've never been good with, being a daytime smoker and having to go do stuff. Like, like I said, I went out surfing, and it's like you're just paranoid about like the ocean and stuff. And other people are like, yeah, no worries, man. Oh yeah, it's tubular, man. Yeah, everything's real bright. Yeah, and I'm just like, man, is that a rip current? Then again, it might have to do with your abilities, and like when you're confident with something, you might feel more comfortable to do it. Like, people that work in a factory, union workers at a stamping plant, doing some bumpers. Like, your first time, you might not want to do it because you might be afraid you're going to lose, a limb or whatever. But after you get the hang of it, you might want to be, this becomes mindless labor anyways. You might as well put your mind somewhere else. Totally understand that too. So the bottom line is, it all comes to you. If it works for you, it's beautiful. If it doesn't, that's where you got to be your own judge. Be like, you know what, weed doesn't really work for me anymore. Acid, I had this experience. Like, I don't feel like to me, like any type of, DMT, acid, shrooms, hallucinogenics, it's not going to be like, oh yeah, let's do this every day. It's not addictive like that. I feel like it's something that you got to be mentally prepared for, and you got to want it to enjoy the ride, which is much like the dreams that I'm talking about when you go to sleep at night. If you want to take that ride where you astral project and you leave your body and you go somewhere, because you will go somewhere. I've done it. I took the ride. Like, you leave, like you see yourself go right through your bedroom, straight up into space, like into the sky, and you're flying, and like, I've done it where I've got to the sky and I've fallen back, and then I made the intention, like, alright, I'm going to keep going. It took me a couple times to get out there, and I remember, like, just, like, I don't know, I felt like I went through the sky, and then I was going through, like another planet or something. Like, I was, like, just looking at, like, other, like, visions of, like, just, like, it's almost, it's hard to describe, but like you're seeing like a whole nother world in a sense. Like, you're just looking at it from just like this bubble type of floating movement, and that's the furthest I've gotten. I don't know if there's another level. I'm sure there is. I'm sure it keeps going, right? Who knows, if maybe on the other side of that is enlightenment, right? And I was one Coors Light away from getting there, right? But I don't believe it, man. I believe that you can be as spiritual as you want. You don't need to be a vegan. You don't need to be, green tea drinking, kombucha sipping, plant-based, herbal essence diet person. You don't need to do that, man. You could eat meat and still be able to get out there, because I do, man. I'll go to sleep on a couple beers, and I'm in the astral realms, just hanging tough, man, flying high, man, riding that wave of, information that we didn't even know existed, or that is existing already in another moment at this moment. I mean, it's really deep when you think on it like that. So anybody that's, ever been there, man, I hope you guys tell me your experience, man. Comment down what you experienced in your rush of that ride. If you look at a whole bunch of these other guys that talk about DMT elves and all these other dimensions that they've seen, and it's just like, are you seeing somebody else's dream on repeat? Because I feel like that's a lot of like night terrors and all this stuff. It's like you're going to the mental video store of dreams in a way. You know what I mean? This is just my philosophy on it. Like, whatever dreams that are created were already created, right? So you're in the vibration of that creation, right? So you're manifesting something that was already created. So you heard something about a machine elf, and the next thing you know, you're dabbling with them with the DMT realms, because that's what you're ready to perceive, because Joe Rogan said he felt them, right? And that's going to be your experience, but maybe that's not the only experience you need. Maybe you could see, like, a kaleidoscope dragon or something, or, a talking bear, or maybe something else that you want to talk to. Maybe you can talk to your cat. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe something else. Maybe you'll be able to just do whatever you want in that realm, and you don't have to talk to anybody except for yourself. I feel like you can create essentially anything in that situation but we're all just, you know, going to the safe video. You know, maybe that's what happens when, you know, we leave this place. It's about going behind the video store of your mind and, you know, making a new movie out there, which is why you're living in a movie of your life right now. Be your own hero. Be your own, you know, be who you want to be. Dream big. Do beautiful things, man. And like I said, I'm a coach. I, you know, help people grow their penises bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder. You can hit me up on Instagram at Jesus_Detroit. I know you've seen it just flapping around, flying around everywhere, and you know, I really want you guys to, you know, get involved that want to be involved, and anybody that I can help out along the way. It's not just about, you know, growing your penis bigger, wider, thicker, longer, and stronger, and making your muscles bigger, harder, and stronger, and raising your testosterone. It's about being the best you. It's about beauty secrets. It's about sleep secrets. It's about life secrets. It's about unfolding secrets that we didn't even know existed. And more to come, man. This is a beautiful experience, man. I really want everybody to have, you know, just to enjoy this. So I love you guys. I'll see you around on the next one. Don't be afraid to leave a comment, leave a smile. Go hit me up. I'll be around. Love you guys.